for ya. No. And Alby's dad has texted in to say, yes, second place. Although we think that he may have sent that some time ago.
Excellent. I've got a couple of other little bits here. Ollie Welch has said, I'm not sure about the first bit. It says, why, Dano, Wednesday is great because the best radio show is on tonight. The MooCamp Radio Show, better than the Reds FA Cup clash. That was perfect timing if I didn't have another one to come. He also says the build-up to this weekend, epic weekend of the Dons winning and Preston North End dropping points starts now.
It does.
Bring it on, MooCamp Radio Show. So we will. And we're going to start off by... This is the commemorative relegation promo we're going to play tonight.
Hi, blessings to each and every one of you. Join me, Darren Hoy, with the Reggae Takeover Show for 2 hours of the finest reggae vibes, each and every Wednesday, 9 through to 11 p.m, here on Seclo Sounds. Don't miss out on your weekly Sunshine Fix, featuring Roots, Rude Boy, Dub, Lovers Rock, Ska, One Drop, and much, much more. So go on, give your sound system a treat. Join me, wind down low, and skank the night away. One love. That's Wednesdays, 9 through to 11 p.m, live on Seclo Sounds.
Yes, indeed. Coming up later on tonight, the newly relegated Mr. Darren Hoy. But you're listening to the MooCamp Radio Show here on Seclo Sounds, and we have some football. Boy, do we have some football to talk about. So we'll begin with Swindon, I think. Hans?
Yes, hand.
Don't stop lying.
Best seat in the house, that
Yep.
hand.
Yeah, I did as well.
Comfy.
Yeah, virtual hand.
Okay, well, Alby and I
Cup of tea.
actually went.
I had £45 worth of hand.
£45. What did you pay £45 for?
Coach, ticket and beer.
Fair enough. Okay, that's a whole lot of beer.
Not really, it's about 3.
That's a whole lot of beer.
For me.
Okay, well, look, I'm sure you all saw on the television and things as well. What do we think? Was it a great day or was it a great day?
Well, a good game.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Annihilated them. It was a hostile atmosphere, though. It put me off a bit.
That hostile, the hostility I found
coming out my
extremely
television.
hostile. It
And
was-
I've got one of those sound bars. I had to turn it off.
The weird thing, I mean, actually listening to it, because I don't know if you did the same thing, but as soon as I got back from the ground, we watched the whole thing on the telly again. Listening to it, you actually heard them quite a lot on telly, but we heard nothing from them during the game. I mean, partly because obviously we were just not shutting up, but when we were quiet, there was nothing coming
I
from
had
them.
them shout Wimbledon once. That was it.
Yeah, we shouted back.
Idiots.
We showed them. We showed them.
I heard more very loud Swindle people shouting very, very distasteful things to Cottrell, the manager. Did you hear that?
Oh, I didn't. That's nice.
So you pay your tax.
Within the first 5 minutes of the game, there's a Swindon fan, obviously sat right in front of the TV booth thing, shouting, Cottrell, you this, and I nearly swore there, but various things, and that was fun.
He's all right. I'm old Steve Cottrell. He pays his tax.
Who doesn't pay their tax?
I have no idea.
No, okay.
Glasgow Rangers, for a start. The irony of me having to go at someone for not paying their tax football club. I know it's not going to miss, but you know.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I thought the first half was a really good game
It
of
was
football.
fantastic,
Yeah, it was,
especially the first half an hour.
Yeah.
I didn't see the 10-15 minutes that followed afterwards because I was downstairs and the catering staff were
You were
untrained.
chatting up the girl behind the bar, weren't you? I heard this repeatedly.
A couple of times.
You were
yeah.
the reason the queue took so long to move.
Roger was a bit upset.
Bow checka wow wow.
Roger was a bit upset, and then Andy went and gave him a pint for his troubles, which he exchanged for a hot chocolate instead, which was nice. But I think I was the hot chocolate in that situation. But moving on.
Anyway, thanks for calling. I have no idea what the show's called anymore.
Moving on.
Yeah,
the game.
The game. First half. I mean,
Is that the newly adopted the game until the season ends?
I don't know. It's still not going to be the game, but it was a game.
Anyway, that game. First half, I thought there was a couple of instances where Mr. Tierney, who's normally very, very good, absolutely bottled
I
it.
thought he was terrible on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Absolutely bottled it. He hadn't got a clue.
No.
The
Really
Delhi
hadn't.
one, without a doubt,
That's
penalty.
because of hostile
Blatant penalty,
atmosphere.
and he couldn't have had a better view.
It was a hostile atmosphere, put him off,
freaked
clearly.
him out.
I didn't-
Watching from a distance as I was, with a better view than you were, who
Yeah.
were 100 yards away, the referee was bang in line with it. There was nobody in his way, and what you saw on the replay. Why couldn't he give that?
What, the penalty, the first one?
Yeah. The first thing I said was, if you're not going to give him a penalty, then why is he not booking him for diving?
Yeah.
I thought Ali's was a penalty, but Griggs, I wouldn't.
Griggs wasn't a penalty.
Griggs was a bit soft, but it was one of those. It's either one or the other. It's either simulation or it is a penalty. So there was no cards coming out anyway. He hadn't got the courage to actually stand by his decisions. And there was the one in the second half as well, on Nathan Thompson, that should have been. I mean, Daniel Powell was running through on goal.
Yeah,
that's body check.
If he hadn't been booked, he would have got booked there. No question about it. He just didn't want to send anybody off.
He did. Daniel was
He
very
did.
good.
I've got to say, like I said last night to Kaiser, I spent 57 minutes absolutely slating him, as I did on the telly, saying, "Look up, man, for Lord's sake, look up." And then the idiot goes and gets his head on the ball and puts it in the back of the net.
Daniel Powell scored with his head.
I mean,
it's just like...
It's not something you say very often, is it?
See Robert's interview after it, straight after.
No.
Match on the telly, he was just... He actually said that very same thing. He said, "Can't believe he scored with his head. He doesn't even bother looking up," he said.
Yeah.
It's very funny. It's a good goal as well. They were all...
Yeah,
Griggs,
really good reaction.
Griggs' first goal was a whooper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Curved in. I love a goal, me.
Goals are good, definitely.
I love the professionalism of Sky commentators as well. They actually do their homework on the opposing team or the teams that are playing to work out what their names are. Because the amount of defenders we got was unbelievable.
McFudgeface or whatever it was.
Whatever it was at
That's
the end of
why
the day. Yeah, it was.
With 9 across the back.
All called McSomething.
Just saying that, I just remembered now. My dad said to me, we were watching the game back last night, and he said, "So is it McFadzian, or something else?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. Is it called McFadzian? I don't know.
How is his name pronounced?
Well, McFashion, I thought, was the best one I heard during the game. McVadgin had a certain ring to it. But when he did make that mistake at the end, I thought McFudgin was quite fitting, actually.
So, do we seriously know how you're supposed to pronounce his name?
McFadzen.
McFudge.
Do you remember at the start of the season,
the silent
we'd
Z.
heard that it had a silent... Yeah. Is it silent
Z,
or silent D? Which one?
I can't remember what it was. It was
supposed to be a silent letter.
It was a silent everything after Mac, wasn't it?
Yeah, because then we had a whole series of stuff worked out on that basis. It just turned out to be wrong.
I think McFadgen, but I was probing wrong.
Yeah.
I just call him Fads.
Fads. Yeah, I call him Kyle. We're on first name terms like that. All right, Carly, mate, I say.
I had a good game, me.
Yeah.
They all did.
He's been a beast of late.
He's been a good game.
Brilliant recently.
Professionalism oozing out of me now.
Go on.
There's goalkeeper.
He did.
Yeah,
Mr. Fotheringham.
Wes Fotheringham. Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Otherwise known as Wes Fotheringham.
Wes Fotheringham.
For a team
But yeah,
annihilated.
We spoke about this before we came on, and like I said, if there's ever a candidate for a man of the match on a losing team, then it was the goalkeeper, because he was absolutely outstanding. I mean, he really kept them in the game in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, we really should have been 3 up. But to be fair, I think they had a couple of good chances in the first half as well.
Yeah.
They couldn't finish though, could they? I mean,
their number 9 was, if you stood him in front of the goal with the ball with no one around him, you still miss it, I think.
Miss it.
They were getting crosses in. They probably shouldn't have been getting. But I tell you, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but we did something that I've never seen us do before. And you might tell me we always do this and I just haven't spotted it. But we forced them, and I don't know if this really came out on the telly or not, but we forced them to play the ball out rather than to play the ball out on the floor rather than kicking it.
Yeah,
it was really odd. Every time Will was up, the goalie had the ball. Will was standing essentially by the goalie so he could roll it out. He was encouraging him to roll it out, and instead of trying to close him down, they were essentially forcing their player to go with the ball. And I've never seen us do that. And I thought tactically it was fantastic because they did nothing with it.
There was an awful lot of us as well keeping the pressure on and keeping them, pinning them back all the time, and then forced them to play across their goal, which was encouraging errors from them. Yeah. And they didn't look very comfortable with it.
No, I'll tell you who didn't look comfortable.
Who didn't look comfortable? Go on.
Mark Cooper.
He looked comfortable when he was lying down.
He did. That
was Coops, I call him.
Coops, yeah.
Get up, I said. Come on, get up.
Get up, you chicken. Brilliant.
It was funny. Did you see it happening?
Yeah. I mean, only just out the side. I just turned to Joe and said, Louis just thrown Mark Cooper onto the ground.
And then it showed you it again.
You didn't realise how much of a throw it was until you watched it back when you got home. It really was.
But he sort of bumps into him and then he just pushes him right on the ground.
I wasn't sure what was going on. A few of us had thought that it was just a a scrap, and none of us had seen anything. We thought Mark Cooper had been in trouble for swearing at the referee or something, so we started a song, Send Him Off, Send Him Off, Send Him Off,
And then
which you can hear on Sky, and then afterwards we get back on the coach, we see the incident again. Imagine if it's showing a red card to Louis in that situation.
I thought Louis, he's just
He's
standing
an
here going,
idiot.
what?
He did that glorious thing, pushes him straight around, then goes, what? It was just
It was
fantastic.
To be fair, though, I mean, Cooper had plenty of time to watch a man running full pelt coming straight towards him and just standing there.
Yeah.
And
No,
then thinking, well, what do I expect to
He'd
happen?
got hit and then thought, you know what, I'm going to fall. Like, I could
gonna
stand
milk
up here, but
No,
I'm
he
going to fall
pushed him as
over.
hard as he could. Anyone would have fallen over.
Louis got history in that dugout. Do you remember when he got sent off for elbowing somebody in the face?
Well, you could see him every time he got the
That's
ball.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
on the
like,
telly.
literally pretty much the same spot when a couple of
He
years
did
ago,
do
Di
that,
Matteo's
didn't he?
year.
Yeah.
That was
Di
in that
Matteo's year,
winner.
Di Canio's year.
Someone
Then.
sent off in every single match for about the first 20 games. Remember? That was the day I was particularly cross at Rob, was standing at the back of that stand at Swindon. I can remember the kit
I think
man.
we were
It
all-
wasn't the kit man
it
at
was-
the time going, shut up, we can see you. I was pointing at him going,
No, it was us pointing at the kit man going, it was your fault because the day's
he
gone
was
down.
on the telly, wasn't he? Old Fatso. That's his name. Fatso the kit man. I didn't see anyone on
And
the
he's
telly
here
that
tonight. Come on in.
Didn't see anyone on the telly that I knew. Well, obviously I knew the players.
Did
but-
you not see me?
No, were you on the telly?
Yeah.
I'll be watching that again tonight.
I think you should, definitely.
Saved it.
I'm next to Dan in the purple.
Oh, that's probably why I didn't
Yeah.
see you. Every time I see Dan, I go, oh, God, turn that, put your shirt on.
I always find it's weird because you can spot people. I can spot people's coats on telly. It's just
Well-
like, oh, I know what coat they wear, so that's them.
I picked out Cowshed Dan again, who
Yeah.
seems to get on every single shot. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
I do not get on anything, mainly because most of the time we sit at the very back row when there's no cameras that can ever see you. But I always make an effort to see whether I got on TV or not, and I know I'm never going to get on.
Someone's written Jamie Cullum, why?
Jamie Cullum. The advertising hoardings they had, they were really weird. There was one advertising Jamie Cullum. I don't know if it was a Jamie Cullum gig or just Jamie
Jamie
Cullum.
Cullum.
I kind of like the idea of it just being Jamie Cullum. But the best one was Divorce Online.
Well, you think that's the best one. Like I said to you, I think the other one was Imagine Cruising, and I was.
Yeah.
I was, and missed
No.
some of the game because I was
you
Imagine
ended up
Cruising.
having to go to Divorce Online because you imagined cruising.
I did think, well, they had that big banner across the back, and I thought, that's not a good thing. And then they got it on their shirts, and you think, blimey, but then you've told me there was a divorce.
Divorce Online.
Oh, makes sense
Directly
now.
opposite the away fans. So there must be someone turning around and saying, I know who's going to want to see this. It's going to be away football supporters who are going to be looking at this and they'll go, you know what? I think
fancy
I'll
a
get
divorce.
divorced.
I fancy a divorce.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
then I shall cruise.
Yeah, it's perfect planning. Okay, look, we probably need to move on. But, I mean, just a quick one. Ollie Welch's first-time contributor, I think, says, in my opinion, the best away trip ever. Absolutely superb. What
That's
do you
a bold
reckon,
statement,
fellas?
Oliver.
Where does Saturday rank on best away trips? It's
Thumb.
up there. It was a good one.
3 out of 10 for
Jesus,
me.
can I just say this? Our under-15 match tonight, what do you reckon the attendance was?
312.
852.
2,554.
You're
Well,
joking,
can I
aren't
just say,
Bloody hell, that is well done to you.
That is amazing.
2,000.
2,554 for an under-15 match.
There are some league clubs.
I know it was
are-
free entry and all that,
Yeah.
League.
but I hope everybody dipped in their pockets because it all goes to the academy.
Yeah, if you didn't put in at least £1 or two, then
I wouldn't have
you don't deserve,
Money out.
anything.
taken it in my back pocket. Thank you, Peter would have said. I wouldn't.
Okay, good match. We've got more to talk about later on.
Hello, I'm Jim Cleland, and every Tuesday between 9am and 12pm on Secklow Sounds Radio, you can hear all things MK. We have local news, sport, weather, traffic and travel, and lots of music. I'll be talking to local people about fitness, health, what's going on in Milton Keynes, our diverse community, local businesses, and much more. Join me, Jim Cleland, for all things MK every Tuesday between 9am and 12pm on Secklow Sounds Radio.
Right, coming up in the next bit of the show, we'll meander through last night's match against Scunthorpe. We'll dip our toes into the waters of filth once more. We'll get the meaty liquid news from the boys at Forecast, and we'll prove once and for all the interconnectedness of all things. That and more. More, I tell you!
This just in. After watching a rerun of Sky TV's coverage of that game, Swindon manager Mark Cooper has appealed to the FA to make the result null and void. he heard via the match commentators that MK Dons fielded defenders called Carl McFudgeon, Kyle McVadgin and Carl with a C McFashion, none of whom were listed on the official team sheet for the game. Playing against 11 is hard enough, but playing against at least 14 is absolutely ridiculous, he said, as he picked himself up off the floor once more. More on this when we work out how many more Man of the Match awards we're due